One problem that can occur when upgrading Joomla, upgrading an extension, or changing the PHP version that the site is running on is that it could break the site. If it is just an extension or a plugin that is broken, then there is something we can do. If we can't get into the back end of the site, but we do have access to the database on the hosting or via a third-party client, we can go in and try disabling the extensions that are causing the problem. Firstly, we will need to get the details of the database from the site. So let's log in and see where they are. Once we've logged in, there are two ways in which we can get to global configuration. In the top right, we've got a button dedicated for the global configuration under the System tab. Similarly, if we go to the System page, then global configuration is the first option in the top left. On the global configuration page, we need to make sure we're on the Server tab, and then we'll scroll down until we find the database details. Most websites will access their database through the local host. However, it could have the IP address or the URL pointing to your database. The next things we need to make note of is the database username and the database name itself. In MySQL, we will also refer to the database name as the schema. And finally, the database table's prefix. If you have zero access to the administration of your website and you haven't already recorded these details, then don't worry, there still is another way to get to it. If you have FTP access to your website, in the root folder of your website, there's a file called configuration.php. If you open that file and have a look down, there are 5 entries in there that have the information that we need. In this image, you can see that I've highlighted these, and we will use these in the next section. Probably the most common way to access your database will be going through your hosting provider, as most hosting providers will give you phpMyAdmin access to access your database. Here we are at phpMyAdmin. Looking at the list of databases that we have on here, I shall find the one that matches the details on the website. Once it has come back with a list of all the tables in there, I need to make sure I select the table that has got the right prefix. And then I shall look for the extensions table. Once it has loaded the extensions table, I then need to find the name of the extension that I am looking for. As we can see here, there are 248 entries in this table. However, it will only show 24 at a time. So I can either increase the number of rows, go to a different page, or ask it to show all. It will bring up a warning if I say show all, because on big tables this could be an issue. However, this should be fine. I then scroll down to find the name of the extension that's causing the problem. And once I've found it, I can then go across to the enabled column, and I can either double click on it and change the value here, and then when I click off of it, it will update it, or I can actually go into the individual record by clicking edit on the left hand side, and then I scroll down again in here to find the enabled field and change that to a 0 here, then scroll all the way to the bottom and make sure it's on save, and then click on go, and it'll take me back to the previous page, at which point I can then see that my extension has been updated. And that is how easy it is to disable the extension in phpMyAdmin. Another tool that might be more popular with developers who are managing a lot of databases is MySQL Workbench. Here I have MySQL Workbench open, so I shall log on to the database server. I will then choose the database schema. I can then open up the Tables tab, search down in here, find extensions, and open the table. With this open, I can now find the extension that I wish to disable. I find the enabled column, and I can change the 1 to a 0. When I come out of that cell, I can now apply this to the database. It will give me a little screen showing the script that it will apply to the database, which I'm happy with, and I shall click apply and then finish. This has now disabled the problematic extension. So there you go, 2 ways in which you can disable a plugin that has caused the website to crash if you no longer have access to the administration area of the website.